Next, what we want to take a look at is a choice control. And so we'll go and grab the choice control from our forms control section, and we'll drop that onto the designer canvas. By default, you'll see that we have checkboxes over here where we're able to apply multiple selections. However, what I want to do is I want to change the layout of this type of control. So I'll double click on the control, and you can see we have many more different options now to fill out in a choice control section. We've got the name, which we can apply, so I'll just put CH for choice, and we'll just call this colors. And then from here, I'll say colors for the value of the title. And then what I want to do is we'll just leave it non-connected, but for the display format. So we're given a couple of different options where we can have checkboxes, so I can make multiple selections from this choice control, or I can do a drop-down list, or I can do multiple selections for a list, or I can have option buttons. So let's actually take a look at how some of these render. So we've already seen the checkboxes for multiple selection, but what does a drop-down list look like? So if I choose that display format and I click save, you'll see that that area will collapse a little bit, but what we're provided here is a drop-down selection to choose the values that we specify in the control settings. If we go back into the control settings and we choose to change that layout to be a list multiple selection, you'll see how that renders here, where we're able to actually have a listed out value for each one of the options are available for our choice control, and you can also select multiple values from this control. However, if we also want to apply option buttons, that's another value that we can have where we can choose option buttons here, and then we have the ability to render as buttons themselves. So we can choose yes, and then we can choose save, and you can see where we actually have button type controls that we can select on that are actual choices. If we go back into our choice setting, we'll go and render this back as a drop-down list. And from the drop-down list, we have our choices section here, where you'll notice that we've got three options, option 1, option 2, and option 3. However, the important part to take from this is that each option is on its own line. So if I delete these and go back and I want to do red, blue, and green, each one of these options in the choices for this choice control, they're going to be on their own line. And if we wanted to denote a default value on form load, like we want people to have the default value of red, maybe that's the most chosen value, we can do that, save some time for end users if we wish, or we can just leave that blank. That's fine. Next, we've got appearance, which you saw that before. We're visible, enabled. However, we have one additional option here for the use custom please select text, where we can actually, instead of having a defaulted value be blank or just say please select, we can choose yes, and we can have something like choose your favorite color. And then what we can do after that is apply some custom validation if we wish. Make sure we've got the right data type for it. So string, integer, decimal, date, currency, values selected in there for validation. We'll just leave this as string because these are what we're using up top in our choice. And then if we hop over to the advanced section, we can apply semicolons in the choices to allow those special characters such as semicolon characters. And then we can apply help text just like it would be a tooltip like before. So if I click on save, you'll now see that that choose your favorite color is the default value that shows up. Now, is that a value that actually writes back to the control? No, this is really considered blank. It's just a default please select text. It's not a real value. You can think of it almost as a placeholder value within that control itself.